Scene Mom Says, welcome to the new podcast from former Phoenix radio host Danny Cutler. Each week bringing you independent music, industry news, the occasional interview, and other fun segments. Let's get to it. Scene Mom Says hello and welcome to episode 59. I'm Danny Cutler, aka Scene Mom, and as always, so happy to have you tune in. How was your week? I was really busy, which is why this episode is a little later, but still on Thursday. So I stuck with the Thursday release, just didn't get everything recorded in time. So doing it on a Thursday. Really busy though on the music end, just busy in general. I'm putting the finishing touches on my workshop that I'm having next week here in Winchendon on social media and digital marketing. It's a little 101 course. I'm excited for it. I have been wanting to meet more business owners in the area, and this is the perfect opportunity. And I have a few musicians coming as well. If you are in the New England area, it is at the Hub in Winchendon, which is just right next to the Y on Central Street. Super easy to find. I have been watching how many are using social media to promote their businesses and their music, and I hope that the information I provide will truly just give them some little tweaks to help them promote themselves even better. And Saturday, I hung out at Red Apple Farm here in Phillipston, Massachusetts for the second day of the 3-day Gala Arts and Music Festival. I ran myself a little too hard the previous week, so I couldn't make it to the Friday evening, and I had a family brunch on Sunday, so Saturday was it for me, but what a fun day. The art displays were fantastic, and of course the music was awesome. And as always, it is great to hang out with Franco of Soundbites events and help where I can. I have some photos on the Scene Mom Says Facebook page, and I'll be adding more soon. I've got some good video as well. Then, in a non-music night, we had our annual town meeting on Monday night, and it was a doozy. We recently had an override election that threatened our library, senior center, and parks and recreation, and all would have closed if it didn't pass, which it did by 12 votes. Seriously, 12. So the town meeting was to vote on how to distribute all of those new funds, which thankfully it also passed, and everything's going to be funded, which is great. Will continue to be funded. There definitely were some angry people there that night, but it was refreshing to have more level-minded people there to vote. When you're just looking at a residence group, and I'm sure all of you will nod your heads at this, the residence groups are just angry complainers for the most part. And so when you have that, it was really refreshing to hear applause of people talking, and it was more in favor of the town and just, like I said, level-minded thinking. It was a long evening. On top of the almost 4-hour meeting, I was there early to hand out cultural council brochures. I was only called a communist once, so that's great. Only once. So on that note, this pinko commie is ready to get back to the show. As usual, this is packed with music news, history, your marketing tip, and a few amazing indie tunes. So let's get back to the music now with the band who is playing this weekend's Boston Calling Festival out at the Harvard Athletic Complex. It is a big event every year. Headliners this year include Sheryl Crow, Fall Out Boy, and Dave Matthews. And this festival is truly impressive with how many local Boston bands play each year. Maybe one year I'll have the energy to attend. I don't know. But at least I can enjoy the music anytime, right? So this is the latest single from Boston band Battle Mode. It's called Game Over. They're also playing Boston Calling this weekend. So enjoy the song, and you're listening to what Scene Mom Says.
We're so empty, heavy lies, touch like winter, frozen ice. You pull me in just to let go. Say you're in there, but it never shows. Yeah, I got what I asked for. This is the last straw. Waiting forever, but nothing got better. Tired of playing your games. Now I only have one thing to say. if you've ever to one. I'm so done with you. Let me go, there's nothing you can do. And we both know you never told the truth. Let me know you willing to love me too. I'm so done, game over.
Once again, that was Battle Mode with Game Over. Scene Mom says it is time for some music news. Music organizations have sent letters to members of Congress emphasizing the critical importance of keeping the Library of Congress and the U.S. Copyright Office under the legislative branch's authority. The letter comes after recent firings at both institutions, reportedly orchestrated by the newly formed, well, I guess it's not really new anymore, but DOGE, linked to President Trump and Elon Musk. The core concern of these music organizations is the potential weakening of copyright protections, especially in light of advancements in generative artificial intelligence, or Gen AI. They fear that these personnel changes are a strategic move to undermine copyright, which they see as a vital incentive for creative endeavors. The letter urges Congress to actively work towards preserving these creative incentives and to prevent the technology sector from jeopardizing what is considered one of America's most significant sources of export income. And if you remember last week's episode, I talk about how they held off on any restrictions on AI for the next 10 years. So, yep, it is all related. In other news, California Governor Gavin Newsom has proposed cuts to arts funding, specifically an $11.5 million reduction that has raised alarms within the state's arts community. The primary target of these cuts is the Performing Arts Equitable Payroll Fund, a program that is crucial for supporting nonprofit art organizations, including orchestras, music groups, and theaters with smaller operating budgets. Now, critics estimate that these reductions, when combined with other budget cuts, could result in a drastic 58% decrease in state support for small nonprofit arts organizations. It could potentially push California to near the bottom nationally in terms of per capita arts spending. These cuts are part of a larger strategy to address California's projected $12 billion budget deficit for 2025-2026, which is a shortfall attributed to declining state revenues and increased costs for social services. It sounds like what we just went through in our town, but it's really crazy to see the state of California do something like this. Like, what's up with Newsom? All right. Well, Moby has relaunched Moby Gratis, his free music library, which he originally created in 2005. The resource is specifically designed for independent musicians, filmmakers, and various other artists. The refreshed library now boasts an impressive addition of 500 new tracks, all available in multiple formats to suit different creative needs. So a key improvement to this relaunch is the enhanced search functionality, which allows users to filter the extensive collection by genre, mood, or even beats per minute, making it much simpler to find the perfect sound. Moby himself has emphasized the extensive creative freedom users will have with the music, encouraging them to freely remix, edit, and build upon the tracks for any of their projects with very minimal restrictions. He also indicated plans to continue expanding the platform by adding even more songs in the future. And finally, Thom Yorke, known for Radiohead, has launched a unique and interesting project in collaboration with Mark Pritchard for their new album, Tall Tales. So taking some inspiration from Willy Wonka, Yorke has hidden 400 special coins in various locations around the world, inviting his fans to embark on this global treasure hunt to find them. Now, the coins are directly linked to the Tall Tales album, which some already have been discovered within the deluxe vinyl editions of the record. Fans are participating, they're tracking their discoveries and sharing clues and information on social media platforms like Reddit and Instagram. And adding to the excitement, Mark Pritchard has also posted a video on YouTube, which further detailed the treasure hunt. That's pretty cool. I have no desire to go on a big treasure hunt, but that's pretty neat and a different way to promote an album for sure. So that's your music news this week. If you have any feedback or any other thoughts or music news to share, you can email scenemomsays@gmail.com.
point, but I'm stalled out with the grit. The girl told me that it should stick, and I really hope it does, but it isn't. I'm a bitch, I'm annoyed, and I don't know when to quit. I always start the argument, but I never want the smoke. Can't finish. I'm so small and as scared as can be. I'd say salt, pretty sure that you hate me. I'm so caught up, I can't fall asleep. So you sing me a song, do you want me to die? I've been trying so long, but it doesn't happen. Now that I'm all alone, do you wanna say hi? I'm so small and as scared as can be. I'd say salt, pretty sure that you hate me. I'm so caught up, I can't fall asleep. I'm so small and as scared as can be. I'd say salt, pretty sure you fucking hate me. I'm so caught up, I can't fall asleep.
That was the latest from Phoenix artist Sydney Sprague, who has toured the East Coast many times these past couple of years, and she will be back this fall at Warehouse 11. It's a pretty cool spot. She will fit in nicely there. Remember that links to all of the artists will be in the show notes. Follow them online, and even more importantly, give their music a listen. C-Mom says it is time for some music history. On May 19th in 1967, the Beatles held a press party at manager Brian Epstein's home in London for the official launch of their groundbreaking album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. This album was widely considered one of the most influential and innovative rock albums, pushing the boundaries of studio recording an album as an art form. On May 20th in 1954, Bill Haley and his Comets released Rock Around the Clock as the B-side to 13 Women and Only One Man in Town. Initially, it was only a moderate success. However, its inclusion in the 1955 film Blackboard Jungle propelled it to international superstardom, becoming a crucial song in popularizing rock and roll globally, and also the theme song to Happy Days. Though that wasn't in the 50s, it just took place in the 50s. Yeah. On May 21st in 1979, Elton John began a historic tour of the USSR, performing 8 concerts between May 21st and May 28th. This made him the first major Western pop star to perform in the Soviet Union, significantly breaking cultural barriers and introducing Western popular music to a wide Soviet audience. On May 22nd in 1971, the Rolling Stones' iconic album Sticky Fingers began a 4-week run at number 1 on the U.S. charts. Known for its tracks like Brown Sugar and Wild Horses, and its controversial Working Zipper album cover conceived by Andy Warhol, it marked the band's second U.S. chart-topping album. And finally, on May 24th in 1956, the very first Eurovision Song Contest was held in Switzerland. This historic event, designed to promote peace and understanding through music after World War II, saw local Swiss singer Liz Assia take home the inaugural prize with her song Refrain. Eurovision has since grown into one of the world's longest-running and most-watched television shows. And that is some music history for you this week.
Don't wanna be your first or last. Your total mess. drama, no love, no missing, no moaning, no crying, no love. What good is good loving when it leaves you broken? All the heartache, all the time, in the end unsatisfied, misunderstood and so tired. Why complicate the peace and quiet? We come into this world alone, no expectations, no letdowns. Out of my way, I'm not racing, I'm not trying to explain it. I'm not complaining, I'm impatient, I'm not lovable, I'm insane. No wanting, no waiting, no drama, no love, no missing, no moaning, no crying, no love, no wanting, no waiting, no drama, no missing, no moaning, no crying, no love, no wanting, waiting, no drama, no missing, no moaning, no love.
That was the latest from the Darts called No Love off of their album Nightmare Queens, which you can find over on Bandcamp. I do believe they have just started pre-orders for vinyl as well. C-Mom says, time for your marketing tip of the week. This is part 4 of my series on announcing an event. I have been putting shows together for over a decade now, and I still see basic mistakes when you're preparing that are very simple fixes. I am covering the things that you need to have set up before you announce your event. It makes all the promotion after announcing and your event go much more smoothly. So last week, I covered having your online presence ready, meaning event pages prepped and getting all your scheduled posts in order. This week, we're going to talk about your communication plan. So an event announcement isn't just a post and fingers crossed, which I see a lot of people do. You have to make sure that everyone's on the same page. So this includes a group message or email to artists and crew with the announcement plan, your promo schedule. It can be simple. Who's posting what and when, and prep your press and media outreach if you're aiming for larger coverage. I know that it's not always easy to get these things done in advance, but you should always be working to get as much done before the announcement as possible. And as always, if you want to chat more about marketing and promoting your music or brand, you can schedule a consultation with me at dannycutler.com. And you can also subscribe to the newsletter. And there's the private Facebook group as well. So I'll have links, of course, in all of the show notes. That was another Boston band for you. They're called The Northern Line, and that was our latest single, Throw a Fist, which actually came out in early April. But as I also said last week, when you only play 4 songs an episode, you tend to get a little behind on the music. Someone did ask me, though, why I am playing less music, and the reason is, when I did my poll at the beginning of the year, that was the one thing that the most people talked about. They love the music, but 10 songs was too much. So it seemed like a good balance, and it shortens the episode too, which I also think listeners want. Not that they don't like the show, it's just podcast listening seems to be shorter attention spans. So I'm always open to hearing your thoughts. You can email me anytime with feedback, scenemomsays@gmail.com. And C Mom says now it is time for some good news. After nearly 4 decades, the bust of Doors legendary frontman Jim Morrison has been recovered. The sculpture was stolen in 1988 from his grave in the, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, the cemetery in Paris, where his bust was, a site that has long been a pilgrimage destination for his fans. The recovery was really a chance discovery made during an unrelated investigation by a financial anti-corruption unit of the Paris police. The 300-pound bust, which was crafted by a Croatian sculptor, Mladen Milković, was originally placed at Morrison's grave in 1981 to mark the 10th anniversary of his death. Now, while the bust was found with its nose broken and covered in graffiti, reports indicate this damage was present even before its theft. Now, it does remain unclear whether the bust will be returned to the Morrison's grave. The cemetery's curator has stated they have not yet been contacted by the police regarding its return. Morrison, who died in Paris in 1971 at the age of 27, continues to have crowds go to his final resting place, which has often been adorned with flowers, poetic graffiti, and tributes from fans. I don't know. I mean, I know they probably don't want to fence it up, but that would probably be the only way to keep the bust from being stolen again. But who knows? We'll see what they do. That's it for episode 59. Thanks for listening, you guys. Links to all of the music and news heard this week will, of course, be in the show notes. And as always, any feedback, you can get in touch on social media. I am Scene Mom Says on Facebook and D Cutler AZ everywhere else. And you can email scenemomsays@gmail.com. And if you like what you hear, I would love it if you would share. Thank you, as always, for listening, and you'll hear me again soon. You've been listening to the Scene Mom Says podcast. Intro, outro music is Look Good for the Radio by Fairy Bones. Learn more about Danny and the show at dannycutler.com.